All right, another beautiful intro done by the Insert Watch Pun YouTube channel. Go check out his stuff. His skills are far superior to mine. So yeah, we're going to collaborate on these intros whenever our watches overlap. I'll leave his link down below. Also, you should have seen it up in the corner there. Go check it out. Like, subscribe to his channel as well. He deserves more followers. His skills are really, really good. So yeah, I say we get right into this review. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Baltany S205035. This is their vintage chronograph, a newer model, and I think it looks absolutely great. I received this watch for free from the Baltany Watches official store on AliExpress. I don't have to send the watch back, but you guys know the deal by now. That's not going to sway my review one way or the other. The current retail price for this watch is about $148 US. You do get a little bit off if you follow the store, and then they also do participate in some of the sales. So you can expect to get, I don't know, $10 to $20 off of this thing during some sales. I think during the 11/11 sale, it was right around 115 maybe. So pretty decent savings in my opinion. The watch is currently available in 3 different colorways that you can see here. The black dial is just a matte black, which we'll talk about later. The tan color is also a matte finish, but it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. And then the white dial is a glossy enamel white, and it looks absolutely stunning. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, a screw-down crown, a screw-down case back, 50 meters of claimed water resistance, and the watch is powered by the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement. So I'm going to cut right to it. This watch is fantastic. I love the look of it. Just another great watch from Baltany. This is probably my 5th one, I think, on the channel, and they've all really impressed me. I'm very happy with Baltany watches, and this one is no different. So I say we get right into the review. Before I do a quick wrist check today. This one is coming up next on the channel. I will be reviewing this pretty much right after I get done reviewing the Baltany here. But this is the San Martin SN054G. Yeah, really nice watch. Been loving it, absolutely loving it. All right, let's get to the dimensions. Got a case diameter of 38.4 millimeters, case thickness of 12.9, got 20 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip is 46.4, and on this supplied leather strap, it weighs 71 grams. So I think the size is perfect. I'm loving this 38 millimeter chronograph. It's good lug to lug length there. You can see you've got some pretty decent turn down to the lugs as well, which is what you expect from Baltany. Their case shapes are really, really nice. The thickness on it, it's almost 13 millimeters thick, but you can see a lot of that is the sapphire crystal, which pops up quite a bit. But it is really nicely done. I like the way that it wears. It's comfortable. I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, it wears great. Absolutely love the size of this thing. The strap is comfortable. You got a nice curvature to the lugs there, so it hugs the wrist really nicely. Very, very happy with it. Tons of light play off of the case and the crystal. I mean, it's just, yeah, it looks awesome. It's very shiny. Whether you like that or not, that's up to you guys. But yeah, it does look really, really good. I think the case proportions are excellent as well. And it's just good. I've got no issues with it. And popping out in some direct sunlight here, you can see still very legible, even with the sun getting right on it. I mean, the numerals kind of fade a little bit, as you can see, but still it's very legible, and I've got no issues with it. It looks really good. Plenty of AR coating on it. Really, really shiny. Very shiny. But I like it a lot. I even like the strap. But we can always improve that, right? Let's go inside. Let's throw it on some straps. Here we are on a suede strap listed down below, and I think that looks really good. What do you guys think? This is quickly becoming, again, one of my favorite straps. But yeah, I think that looks really good. And here we are on a Riche band. This is a canvas, kind of an olive drab color, and again, I think that looks really good. The green with the cream colors on the dial, I think that goes really well together. What do you guys think? Yeah, I like that. And here we are on a vintage gray strap. This is linked down below, and it's got kind of cream stitching, so it matches nicely with the dial. And again, I think that looks pretty good. This thing is turning out to be a strap monster. What do you guys think of this one? Yeah, here we are on a Perlon strap, and again, I think that looks really good. I do really like this Perlon strap on these kind of vintage watches. I think it always goes pretty well with those indices, and The hands, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. There's one layer underneath the watch there. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? All right, let's go back inside. Let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing. So the case finishing is really, really simple. It is a fully polished case here, and you can see it is very nicely done. I see no issues with the polishing. Even, I mean, this is really harsh lighting here, but the case polishing is just super smooth. I've got no issues with it. I tried to clean it off as much as I possibly could, but under this light, it is very hard to get it perfectly clean. So, but I mean, it looks great. I see no issues with it. You got a polished bezel there. You got really, again, really nice turn down to those lug tips. I mean, it just looks really good. I've got no issues with the polishing on this thing. My only issue with it is that it is actually polished. This case is a fingerprint magnet, and this case style, in my opinion, deserves some brushing. Maybe even a matte finish would look pretty cool on it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely think the bezel could, that's probably okay polished, but maybe brushing the case fully would look pretty cool. It's just a little too much polish for me on this one. But other than that, if you like to look for it, it's done really nicely, even in between the lugs here. Nicely done. I got no issues with the case polishing on it. You can see on the crown side here, you got a really nice big screw down crown. It is unsigned. That's another one of my gripes. I think Baltany should throw their logo on there. They got a pretty cool logo, and I think it would look really good on a crown. Otherwise, fully polished case. Even the bottom of the lugs here, your screw down case back, circular brushed with just typical notches in there. No branding on the case at all, and yeah, I mean it's perfectly fine. I'm not a big stickler for signed case backs that are on your wrist. You never see them, but I would like a signed crown. But the case has been very comfortable for me. I've got no issues with the case at all, and I think the polishing that they did on it is really nicely done. All right, so let's test this thing for sapphire. And no doubt about it, it is a sapphire crystal, and it is another beautiful sapphire crystal from Baltany. I keep saying it. You're probably getting sick of hearing me say it, but their crystals are absolutely fantastic. Super clear, super legible, nice AR coating. It is clear anti-reflective, so you don't get the blue tinge to it at all. It looks really, really good. Extreme angles here. You have very little distortion, if any, and then you got really nice distortion right on the edges there. It's an awesome crystal. I've got absolutely zero issues with the crystal on this thing. Baltany needs to keep doing what they're doing with these crystals. That's all I'm going to say. They're really, really good. Probably the best ones I've come across in a long time. Yeah, so let's talk about the dial on this thing. And the dial is really nicely done on this. It is a matte black dial. Like I said, they do offer this in a tan kind of sparkle color. And then they also offer it in an enamel white glossy dial. I think all of them look really good. I do like this one though. Matte black with the Fotina Lume, the Fotina printing. You have your Baltany and chronograph in white. I kind of wish they would have done that as well in the Fotina color. I think that would have looked a little bit better. These subdials, they're not silver or anything like that. They're kind of like a creamy color. I mean, they're just, the colors they chose for this dial are perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, I just see nothing wrong with this dial. It's done so nicely. You've got your tachymeter printed around the outside. You've got your sub-second markings on the dial. I mean, everything is just printed nice and crisp. Again, zero issues with the printing on this thing, except for the Baltany and the chronograph. I really do wish those were white. You have your subdials here. You've got a 24-hour subdial at the 3 o'clock, which you're looking at right now. You got a circular texture in there. It looks really good. Then you've got your chronograph minute counter here at the 9 o'clock. Again, circular texture, and I think they both look really, really good. I see no issues with them. The handset used on this is really nicely done. Again, just a simple polished minute and hour hand and second hand. There's no color on them at all, but I think they're done really nicely. Really good size on it. You can see the hour hand is a little bit more bold. I mean, the length on those things is just spot on. Just absolutely spot on. You can see the chronograph minute hand reaches out past the minute track onto the tachymeter scale, which is exactly what you want to see. The subdial hands, they're just simple little polished hands, but they do look really good and they're a good length. Yeah, I mean, I see no issues with it. And the one thing that I really do like is that the minute counter here, it actually has minute markings for every single minute. Sometimes manufacturers leave those off in favor of a more balanced dial. That makes the dials completely unusable. So I'm glad that they did this. It is a very nice chronograph setup. I've got no issues with it. I think the dial is really good. I think the Lume is actually pretty good. So I'm going to pop up a Lume shot right now. And here you can see it against some of the other watches in my collection, and it actually holds on pretty good, surprisingly. I mean, this is not St. Martin levels good, but it is really, really good, especially for a chronograph. It doesn't quite last all night long, but it'll get you halfway through the night pretty much. And yeah, that's better than I expected from any chronograph, really. All right, so let's talk about the movement in this thing. And the movement is really good. Again, Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz. The only real issue I have with this is that there's no running second hand. So you have a 24-hour counter over here, and then you've got your chronograph minute counter here. The chronograph, you start stop with this top pusher here. Nice solid action on that. You got 5 ticks per second of that chronograph second hand. Yeah, really nice sweep to that. I've got no issues with this thing. I mean, I've had them in so many watches, it's almost boring to talk about them, but every time they're impressive. Really nice feedback, nice solid clicks to these pushers here, and really nice instant snapback to the reset here. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. Their accuracy is plus or minus 20 seconds per month, so they're very accurate. They're reliable. 3 years of battery. Yeah, I've got no issues with them. I'm happy when companies use them. They keep the cost down. They're a nice chronograph movement. Yeah, very happy with this one. Yeah, so let's talk about the strap on this thing. So again, baltany with a pretty nice strap. You can see here, I've used it quite a bit, and it's getting distressed a little bit. It's really, I mean, it's supposed to look like that. And I mean, it looks awesome. It kind of bends and cracks, and it doesn't really change any color or anything like that, but I mean, it's really nicely done. It was a little stiff out of the box, but it's definitely softened up. And I think this is going to be a really nice strap once it breaks in even more. It's 20 millimeters down to 18 millimeters. You can see I am right in the middle there for my 7.5-inch wrist. You've got this kind of cream color stitching, which matches the dial just perfectly, in my opinion. Genuine leather on the bottom side here. Again, nice and soft. Again, got some minimal stitching down here in that same cream color. It's a nice strap. You got one floating keeper, one stationary keeper. The buckle hardware on this is fully brushed, which is unusual. I kind of wish they would have gone with a polished buckle on this one just to match the case a little bit, but that's a minor gripe. Again, minimal stitching here. Everything is done really good. The only complaint I have about this is there's no quick release. So baltany, if you are watching, add some quick release to these things, and then, I mean, heck, you could even sell straps on their own, because these are really nice straps. So yeah, that's really my only complaint. No quick release. Other than that, though, it's a good strap. You're going to want to keep it around. I just wish that it had quick release, because this thing, as you saw earlier, it's kind of a strap monster. So yeah, that's really my only complaint about it. So there you go, guys. That is the baltany S205035 vintage chronograph. It's a pretty new release from baltany, and they, again, just knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. Very few complaints with that, and most of them are just personal little niggles. So, yeah, it's a great watch. $150 off of sale. I've seen it down under $120, I believe, during sales. So there are some sales to be had on this thing. Good prices either way, in my opinion. It's a solid chronograph, kind of a vintage, kind of military chronograph. I think it looks really good, and I've been very happy with it. So if you guys are interested in this watch, I really appreciate you using my links down below. Those are affiliate links. I get a little bit of a kickback. The channel keeps on going, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. It doesn't cost you guys any extra, but it just brings a little bit of commission to the channel. It just allows me to buy watches I normally wouldn't buy. So thank you guys so much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. So let me know what you guys think about this. What would you change on this watch? How about that? What would you guys change? I think that's about it, though. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.